There were no TTMs or autographs or anything in the mail for me today, so I'm just going to do a recap of some of the stuff I picked up today. And, you know, there's things that are duds that I buy that are really cheap that I can get rid of, but we'll start off with this 8mm tape here. They're not very valuable. I have already removed the tag. Goodwill had $3.99 on it. Which is ridiculous because that's exactly what they're selling for on eBay and not selling very well. There's just jillions of those. They want the video or the high 8 and not the regular 8. But I could use that for an old video camera just for a little bit, and that's about all there is. So there's that. If it is the right one, I hope it is. If it isn't, I can get rid of it because it only cost me by weight at the Goodwill outlet. And then somebody donated a huge collection of California stuff, which some of my viewers will appreciate. They smell, so they need to be cleaned. Here's the Oakland Tribune, and it says suspect stalked Lennon 3 days. These are all from like December 1980, and there's an article about Ted Hendricks from the Raiders. That's kind of cool. There's lots of Lennon newspapers here. Here's another one, Lennon, the most irreverent Beatle. I knew this would happen. There's him and Yoko. Here's another section from the San Francisco Examiner. Something about Julie Hayek. I just grabbed a bunch of these. Somebody got a whole bunch of Bay Area magazines and old Rolling Stone 70s magazines. Man, he just loaded up. Ringo sadly quiet about Lennon's death. So there's some cool stuff. There's another one about Lennon being cremated, but I left that one there. Lennon murder suspect charged, the Contra Costa Times. So there's some kind of interesting stuff here, not really valuable. Let's see, what else did I get there that's interesting here. Here's another one about Beatle freaks. People who collect Beatles stuff, I guess. Devotees of the Beatles Magical Mystery Tour, and then it shows this guy collecting, you know, Beatles stuff from that. And then I found there was lots of Radio Shack stuff there, and I found the Radio Shack Tandy Computers WizKids. That's pretty cool. That's vintage. That's old, probably circa like 1985, 86. Not really sure what the date is on it. I'm not going to really go into that here. What is it? 1985. I was correct. And there's the computer. Ha 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 ha. Looks like somebody I know. Haha. Not on YouTube. Well, maybe. And then there was a book that was all falling apart, and I just grabbed a couple pages. And this is really cool. Looking down from a stone a mile high, the Yosemite Valley, and those people are hanging out just on the rocks there. So that was kind of different. And then there was a Jefferson Starship Sunfighter album, and I got the booklet to it. That was in there. I thought it was a poster, so I grabbed that thinking it was a poster. It's just the booklet, and it's not super rare. It's kind of hard to find. And just a couple more things here. I got, here's Gathering of the Beatles, the Tribune, Saturday morning, 1979. And so there's something about a Beatles reunion or whatever, so that's kind of cool. Then I got some old comics, the Oakland Tribune comics from 1981. I just thought that was fun. I mean, look at how big the comics are. This goes all the way from one end to the other. This huge Ziggy cartoon. Ziggy's trying to catch butterflies, but the butterflies are all following him instead. And then I got this Sunday Times Family Weekly with Linda McCartney and Paul. I think that's Linda. And so these all have to be aired out, but they're kind of cool. I might save some of them for the articles and maybe throw away a couple of them if they're not any good. And then I got a couple of CDs. There's a place called Buybacks, and I used to buy the CDs there because they had 50-cent CDs, and I could mail off the covers to artists for them to autograph. And I got the Cripples. And the Cripples, I knew nothing about them other than they were on Dirt Nap Records out of Seattle. And Dirt Nap Records put out the Epoxies, one of my favorite Portland bands that's now, you know, moved off and done other things. I think they're hanging out in LA or something like that. And then I didn't know what this is, but this is from Old Stomping Grounds. This is Sonny Holland, who's a jazz, I found out. And it talks about San Francisco and Marin and San Mateo and just kind of other stuff. So, I don't know, who knows. I listened to a little bit on YouTube, it's alright. So, no real card stuff. I got a few stamps, and that's about all that I got. And if you enjoyed any of that, I'll get rid of some more of this junk on my computer. Oh, this is really interesting. I'll show you this really quickly. This is a program that I'm sure none of you know about. It's called NEEMO, N-E-E-M-O, and this is the NASA Extreme Environment Mission Operations. And it's an analog mission that sends groups of astronauts, engineers and scientists to live in Aquarius, the underwater laboratory. And a lot of the shuttle astronauts and International Space Station astronauts have worked in this Aquarius underwater laboratory. And there's very few envelopes that were made for that, and I'm writing off to somebody who was part of that. So I think I'll end on that, and hope you saw something you liked, and thank you for watching. You thought I was finished, didn't you? Well, I have saved the best, or probably the worst, for last. And this is another record that I have picked up here. And it has huge 70s icons on there. And this is dated 1973. And this is Chris Knight and Maureen McCormick. So there's Peter Brady and Marcia Brady. And I don't understand what in the heck is so funny, Peter. Maybe he's happy because Mom baked some cookies and something else got baked too. I have really no idea. There's the album. There's Marcia telling Peter something. I thought Cindy was the one who was always tattling. I have no idea. So why did I buy this? It was very inexpensive. Who knows? Chris Knight used to sign autographs, but I forgot the letter in my with my picture, and then I never got anything back, so who knows. Anyway, that's just very tacky, and he kind of looks like a he kind of looks like a young Weird Al Yankovic in that picture. Anyway, that's all I have to show you. Don't want to waste you any more time, and thank you for watching.